today we're playing a game called Mind, Mind, Mind. I believe it is fully voice acted so that I won't have to read as much to you guys. You won't have to listen to me be babble. But let's just hop into it. I don't know much about it. Got it on Steam. I know that it's supposedly this guy is a ghost who's been like haunting you your entire life. But now that you're in college and you interact with, other guys, suddenly he's a little bit jealous. So, let's see how this goes. What do you want to be called? Ella. She, her. I will still read. There is a man that follows me. I sit in the cafe, typing at my laptop as I sip the final dregs of my iced coffee. I look up, gazing over the top of the screen to the seat opposite me. He's sitting there. He wasn't sitting there before, but I'm not surprised to see him. He vanishes from time to time. There was a blissful period when he didn't appear for an entire weekend. Still, even when he's not visible, I know that he's always around, watching, waiting. He reminds me of, Ash from Banana Fish. No, not Ash. Wait, why can't I remember? Yeah, it is Ash. Am I going crazy? Never mind. He's a young man dressed in sharp, crisp clothes. Some might even call him handsome. He crosses one leg over the other and leans back, enjoying the aroma of his espresso before taking a sip. He never takes his eyes off me. From Banana Fish. I swear his name is Ash. That's going to bother me. I have to look it up now. Banana Fish. Yeah, Ash Lynx. Okay, yeah, I was right. Ash Lynx. That's what this character reminds me of a little bit. I focus my gaze on the laptop screen, trying to avoid looking at his face. I was in the middle of typing a sentence, but I can't remember the continuation. For a minute, I stare blankly at the document, typing, deleting, and retyping the same word over and over as a cold, prickling sensation washes over for me. The man finally speaks. His voice is calm but reassured. He talks with the quiet confidence of a university professor.
This is a nice cafe, isn't it? It's your favorite. It's cozy and quiet, and the coffee is good. It's not too expensive either.
I like his voice. I don't respond. The man continues to chat.
All of the employees are kind. They're generous, allowing students to work here for so long. Though, you've already been here for 30 minutes. It was fairly empty when you first arrived.
Wait, why is
but
the
it's
color
going
changing?
to be crowded soon. People always drop by to kill time before their evening classes. Don't you think it's about time to leave?
Don't tell me what to do. I have a drink. The man picks up the plastic cup and shakes it, rattling the ice cubes. He cocks his head and looks at me, raising an eyebrow.
You had a drink.
Okay, well, they don't specify if you have to, continue drinking. You just have to buy something to not be loitering. I'm thinking about getting some food. Maybe a pastry or a bagel.
Are you? Really? When you're trying to save money? And you have sandwich fixings at home?
Gosh, who are you, my freaking dad? I slumped down, leaning my face closer to the screen as I mashed the keys, filling the document with gibberish only tangentially, that's a big word, related to the topic of the paper. The man sighs.
The employees are too kind. They won't tell you to leave, even if you're being a bother. You're a paying customer after all.
Exactly.
A paying customer that sat here for 30 minutes after getting a single coffee and insists on taking up an entire 2-person table for just one person.
This guy's a dick.
Let's go home, okay?
I mean, if you're here, why don't you just sit with me? Then I'm not taking up a 2-person table with only one person. Then there's 2 people. 1 minute later, and I'm tossing my cup in the recycling. I open the door to the cafe. The cold wind outside buffets my face, and chilly droplets sting my skin. This is too smart for me. They're using big words that I don't know. As I head back to my dorm, the man walks alongside me, a satisfied and jaunty spring in his step. He tries to hold my bag, but I refuse. As he strolls along, he hums merrily. He even reaches out to hold my hand, interlacing his fingers with mine, but I shrug my hand out of his grasp. Okay, so I know that he's supposed to be a ghost, or maybe he's not a ghost yet. Oh, that's cool. I was wondering what that was. The drizzle begins to turn into a shower, and the man's mood doesn't dampen. He jogs alongside me at an easy pace as I sprint home, shivering as the rain soaks through my clothes. When I unlock the door, the man waits to the side, still watching my face closely. Droplets of water fall from the hair framing his sunny expression. Before I go inside, he pulls my sleeve and lands a kiss on my cheek.
I was so happy to spend this time with you. I'll see you again soon.
He walks away. When I poke my head into the hallway, he's already vanished. I'm so confused. I'm surprised. Usually he follows me inside. He lingers, preparing tea and snacks and soothing music. Then, after an hour or two, he disappears. I'm always glad when he's gone. That man wasn't always there. I can't remember seeing him when I was in elementary school. Perhaps he was lingering somewhere, watching. But he never came to talk to me. First time I met him, I was in middle school, right before the school play. As I huddled backstage, frantically rehearsing my lines, I saw him for the first time. I gazed up to see a boy kneeling beside me. He looked different at the time. He was younger, and okay, well, I'm glad he grew up with us, because otherwise I was like, has this man, like, been watching us as a man ever since, like, we were a child, and now he's, like, kissing on us? Because that's weird. That's a little weird. He was younger, and he wore a simple collared shirt and a pair of jeans. I thought that he might have been a classmate, but I didn't recognize him. At first, I thought he was strange, but tried to ignore him. Instead, I focused on the crumpled sheet of printer paper, repeating the words until they rolled off the tongue. Then he spoke. There are so many people watching. Can you imagine what it would be like if you forgot your lines? You're standing on stage in front of dozens of people, flapping your mouth like a dying fish. I wonder what your classmate... This guy's such an asshole! I wonder what your classmates would think. They'd probably curse you for ruining weeks of hard work, for being the only wrench in a well-oiled machine. Oh well, I hope that doesn't happen. That would be terrible, wouldn't it? Half an hour later, as I stood on stage in front of dozens of parents, my mind went blank. I forgot my lines. I choked, tears stinging the corner of my eyes. As I looked around the auditorium, I saw the stranger standing at the back, arms crossed as he leaned against the wall. I couldn't tell if he looked sympathetic or elated. As I walked home, he found me again, skipping alongside me. He held my hand and smiled. I screamed at him. I pushed him away and ran. When he was out of sight, I looked at my palm. He had given me some chocolate? Since then, I've seen the stranger countless times. He appears anywhere. When I'm walking around outside, when I'm shopping, when I'm in class. The only place that offers me some semblance of refuge is my room, although he still sneaks in there sometimes, invading even my most private of spaces. I don't know his name, but I call him Geist. This guy is like the embodiment of anxiety. Ugh. I lean over my keyboard and groan. No matter what I try, the program won't output the correct answer. After over an hour of tinkering, the result is the same. I look at the clock on the bottom left of the screen, 7:03 p.m. If I recall correctly, there should be computer science tutoring scheduled from 7 to 9 tonight. My fingers twist in my shirt. I've never gone to tutoring before. But the assignment is due at 11 p.m. I bite my lips, staring hard at the code, hoping that some solution will magically appear in my brain. It doesn't. The clock changes. 7:04 p.m. I stand. I can do this. The alternative is missing the assignment and getting a 0 after all. Besides, who goes to tutoring? There's probably won't be anyone there. I was wrong. When I'm standing outside the door, my resolve falters. I peer in through the shades covering the window. There are quite a few people inside, at least 10. A familiar, cold hand lands on my shoulder. Geist smiles at me, his expression twisted into something resembling sympathy.
So many people. Better not go in. Let's go home. I'm sure that you can figure it out.
Is the room not open?
I I turn. A boy with a wide smile and warm brown eyes is standing behind me. I recognize him. His sky blue Hawaiian shirt decorated with plumerias is difficult to forget. We're in the same lecture. He always sits in the front row. Uh, uh.
Oh, I got it. No key card, right? I got you.
What accent is that? He maneuvers around me and swipes a card through the ID reader. When it clicks, he swings the door open and holds it for me.
After you.
I take a deep breath and go in. The room is surprisingly crowded, probably because the problem set is due tonight. Several small groups of students are huddled over their laptops in different areas of the room, scrutinizing their screens. A couple stragglers are hunched over the university desktops, typing furiously. There seems to be a single tutor, a pale Japanese guy. He has messy dyed hair, and he's wearing a Tricone University letterman's jacket. He's leaning on the desk next to one of the stragglers, pointing to the screen as he explains something. I go to a corner of the room and sit between the two of the computers. I take out my laptop, rousing it from its slumber, and navigating to my code editor. Geist settles into the chair next to me, crossing one leg over the other. The boy also sits next to me on the opposite side. He leaves a one computer gap between us, and my heartbeat hitches. Is he going to try to talk to me? I just came to get some help with my homework. I'm not ready to make small talk with a stranger. To my relief, the boy just takes out his laptop and starts typing. Need any help? The tutor walks over. His icy eyes flit between us before settling on the boy. The boy gestures to me with both hands.
That person was here first.
Look at you, troubling him. You wouldn't even have come in if he didn't hold the door for you.
Dude, you're such an ass.
Let's hope you can talk without tripping over your own tongue like a buffoon.
My cheeks heat up. I frantically click through my pages of web searches, hoping that the tutor doesn't see my open tabs or my bookmarks. Finally, I pull the code editor back up. I'm running into an error, and I can't figure it out. The tutor peruses my screen. Takes him less than 2 seconds to spot the issue. Easy one. Here, you've got a less than or equal sign. It should be less than. I make the correction, and the tutor waits as I run the program. He directs me through a couple of tests. When he verifies that the code is working as intended, he turns to the boy. All right, what about you?
If I'm being honest, I don't really know where to start.
Oh. The tutor raises an eyebrow and grabs the chair next to the boy, making himself comfortable. How are you, Kay? Oh, I didn't do the thing. Hold on. Doesn't he? Let's see, the palindrome problem. For this one, you need to make a recursive function. Drive safe. I return to my own homework. My brain is particularly slow today. Damn. My fingers stumbling over the keys. For some reason, I can't seem to focus on the assignment. 20 minutes pass and I'm still working on the same problem. Geist leans back in his chair as he reads a novel. The bell jar is emblazoned on the elegant curved letters on the cover. This bitch reads.
You can't focus because there are too many people here. What if they're all looking at you, seeing how horribly slow you are? Why are you even in this class when you're so terrible at coding?
So I'm convinced this guy isn't a ghost. He is the embodiment of our anxiety and self-doubt. Yes, everyone be safe. April 1st is my birthday. April Fools. My mouth tightens into a scowl. Next to me, the tutor has been hovering by the boy the entire time, guiding his charge methodically through the problem. However, it's slow going. Several sheets of paper covered with scrawled diagrams are lying on the desk, but the boy's eyebrows are still furrowed in confusion. The older student sighs, glancing at the other students in the room. I'll be back. Let me help them for a sec. The boy nods in understanding. Geist claps his book shut, demanding my attention.
Why don't we go home? You got what you came for. We can finish in peace and quiet at the dorms.
I grit my teeth. I want to stuff Geist's book down his throat. Yeah, that sounds about right. But then I hear something weird. The boy is making strange, pitiful sound in his throat. He sounds kind of like a whining puppy. He kind of looks like a whining puppy. He stares at the computer in dejection, his frown so deep that it looks like a rain cloud crossed over his face. I eye his screen. Every time he runs his program, it freezes, refusing to budge until he force closes it. I look a little closer. Same, dude. I had the same problem with Sims the other day. Oh, he forgot to increment the counter variable. Should I say something? It's an easy enough fix, but my throat feels dry. I'll be honest, if this is going to have conversation about programming, I'm going to be so lost.
You'd better not. Can you really explain yourself clearly? You're just going to make him more confused.
Shut up.
Besides, he didn't ask for your help. Why do you want to stick your nose somewhere it doesn't belong? If anything, he'll think you're a creep who's spying on him.
As someone who does have severe anxiety, a lot of this sounds very true. You might know how to help somebody sitting right next to you, but you feel like you'll bother them if you talk to them and help them, or that they'll be like, I didn't ask for your help, kind of thing. So sometimes you just don't do anything. Shut up, Geist, you ass. Geist's voice squeezes my vocal cords. It's difficult to breathe, let alone speak. I'm gonna help him. The boy looks up, eyes brightening in interest. I edge closer and he scoots over to make room for me. There, you didn't increment your counter variable, so the loop never stops running.
So that's what it was.
He types the correction and runs the program. It runs without freezing, even though it doesn't output the correct answer.
You saved me. Whew, thank you. What's your name? I'm Calais.
Are you Hawaiian? Is he Hawaiian? I feel like this is interesting because a lot of what Geist is saying rings very true for people with anxiety. So I don't think he's a ghost at all. I think he's an embodiment of anxiety. But we'll find out as we play the game, I guess. I'm Ella.
Nice to meet you. We're in the same lecture, right? I'm pretty sure I've seen you around.
I nod my head. My eyes inadvertently skirt around his face, avoiding direct contact. Always look at the eyebrows, because then they can't tell that you're not looking at their eyes. We return to our respective problem sets. Once or twice, he reaches out to me with a question or asks me what problem I'm working on. Every time he opens his mouth, my stomach does a backflip. Slowly, the other students file out of the room. Soon... how did you pronounce your name? Oh, I can't go back. Calais and I are the only ones left. The door opens. A female student hovers in the doorway. She's dark-skinned, her umber hair falls in coils framing her face. She's wearing a bright blue Tricone University sweatshirt, a pair of dark-washed jeans, and a white backpack. When she sees Calais and me, her eyes widen in surprise. She talks to the tutor, letting the door close behind her. Oh, are you still busy? Yeah. Take your time, I'll be over here. Calais' eyes widen and he waves enthusiastically at the older student. She smiles and waves back. The older student goes to the other side of the room and sits in a chair. She slings her backpack over the back of the seat before taking a book out of her bag and starting to read. Do you know her?
Yeah. She's a TA from one of my other classes. Super nice and so smart. She gave me a lot of advice about the courses and teachers in the bio department.
Ah, does he have a crush on her? I eye the clock. 9:15 p.m. I've been here too long. The tutor is only paid to stay on the clock until 9. I start to pack my things. I'm not done, but I'll just have to finish it up somewhere else. Next to me, Calais seems to have the same idea. I thank the icy-eyed upperclassman and exit the computer lab. I check my phone again. 9:20 p.m. now. I still have an hour and a half to finish up and submit. I should go to the library. I can't waste valuable time walking back to my dorm. Before I have the chance to put on my headphones, Calais jogs up beside me, his backpack bouncing on his shoulder, and I instinctively tense up.
Hey, you still get some homework to do, right? Do you want to work on it together?
Okay. I'm so taken aback that I can't even think to refuse. and he beams.
Shoots! Comrades until 11.
He seems nice.
Gee, it's done.
Calais and I both slump on the table, relieved. 10:52 p.m. We submitted our assignments just in time.
Thanks for doing it with me. I don't know what I would have done without you.
Fail? Just guessing, but judging from earlier, fail. I can't resist smiling, hoping that I don't look overly awkward. It was fun. Well, as fun as doing homework could be. Calais is easy to talk to and jokes around a bit while still taking his work seriously. Coding didn't come easily to him initially, but once things started to click, he began to breeze through the problems much more easily. I was worried that it would be a one-sided affair, but he ended up helping me as much as I helped him. As I close out of my coding editor, I side-eye the blonde man sitting next to me. To my surprise, Geist is silent as a mouse. When we were finishing our homework, I noticed him glaring at the two of us over the top of the bell jar, but the blonde man didn't say a word. Even now, no venomous quips escape his lips. He just stares at Calais, face twisted in an expression of vague irritation.
It's this late? Oh, gotta go. Early morning tomorrow. See you in class.
He smiles as he waves goodbye. After he leaves, my chest feels light. Sometimes good things do happen, even to people like me. Sometimes the sun does come, even to a place where it always rains. I have to keep myself from humming as I pack up my own belongings. When I exit the library, the air is chilly, nipping at my nose and cheeks. It's completely dark and mostly empty, the lamps casting eerie pools of light over the main plaza. As I go down the library steps, Geist follows a step behind, matching my every stride. I steer my gaze ahead, trying to ignore him. I take my headphones from around my neck and snap them over my ears, a welcome shield from the cold. I take out my phone and select my listening material of choice. Ooh. Let's go with some exciting music. I open up my playlist of rock songs. The heart-pounding instrumentals envelope my ears, drowning out the world. I run towards the path leading to my dorm, but something catches my eye. Someone's waving at me. A girl wearing a white hoodie, her hair tossed into a loose bun. I recognize her, although I don't know her name. We're in the same classics seminar. What should I do? Should I wave? Should I pretend that I don't see her and walk past? I mean, she did directly wave at us, so... I tentatively raise my hand, keeping it close to my body. Her eyes flash over me for a second before she looks past me, waving more enthusiastically. Oh, no! Oh, I hate that. I look over my shoulder. Another girl is jogging out of the library. It feels like someone dunked my heart into ice water. I hurriedly retract my hand, pretending that I'm just adjusting the straps of my backpack, but I know that it's already too late. Oh, I hate that. When you see somebody like waving at you, so you're like, I don't know you, but you wave back and then realize they're waving at someone behind you. Oh, just kill me at that moment. Guy's voice is piercing, effortlessly penetrating the headphones that are shielding my ears.
How humiliating. How could you have ever thought she was waving at you? You barely know her. You've talked to her a couple of times. That doesn't mean you're friends.
I thought she was trying to get my attention for some reason. My mouth tightens and my eyes burn. He's right. Of course she couldn't have been waving at me. We barely know each other. We're not friends. I turn up the volume on my phone and walk faster. I just want to get home as quick as possible. However, even with my headphones blaring over my ears, Geist's voice still haunts me.
That's right. Pretend that you don't see anyone. Pretend that you don't hear anyone. If you don't talk to them, they'll never hurt you.
I get up unusually late the next morning. Well, morning is probably generous. It's afternoon by the time I put down my phone and roll out of bed. After getting home, I stayed up until 4 a.m. on socials. I didn't even process what I was looking at. I just scrolled. That's what we call doom scrolling. I can hold my newborn kitten in one hand. Famous influencer acts like a jerk for the 50th time this week. Modern dating sucks and we'll all die alone. Ain't that the no, I'm just kidding. It was stupid and pointless, but I just wanted to escape, to overload my brain with so much stimulation that I could forget my troubles. I sit up and my head aches, my stomach growls, clawing at my insides. Well, I guess I should eat something. When I enter the cafeteria, a menagerie of scents assaults my nose. There's the typical array of brunch items: eggs, pancakes, sausage, fruit, and yogurt. There's also a limited selection of normal lunch dishes. I peruse the menu that's posted near the entrance. Usually, I grab something quick and portable that I can take to the park or to my dorm room, like a smoothie or a packaged sandwich, but today I eye the hot food stations, my mouth watering. I would have to eat at the cafeteria, but I look around the hall. There aren't too many people here, just a couple of stragglers. It's late for lunch, so most of the students have already come and gone. My grumbling stomach wins out over any reservations I have about eating in public. I really want to eat mac and cheese, braised pork goulash, red lentil curry with mushrooms. I would pass on all of these personally, but I guess out of all of them, probably the goulash. I like goulash. I don't know if I like braised pork, but I like goulash. The student worker dishes out some goulash with a side of macaroni. I take it to a table in the corner. I pick up a chunk of meat in my spoon, savoring the spicy scent of caraway seeds. No, it's spicy! The broth is rich and hearty, and the meat melts in my mouth. It only takes me a few minutes to finish half of the dish.
You! Mind if I sit here?
I almost choke on my food. Calais is standing next to me, holding a tray with a grilled cheese sandwich, a container of sweet potato curly fries, and a glass of cola. Ew, sweet potato. I raise a hand to cover my coughs and gesture to the seat in front of me. Calais beams and sits down.
Didn't think I'd see you here. Did you manage to get any sleep last night?
A bit. I'm barely able to get the words out. I'm still frazzled by the sudden intruder at my table.
See what happened because you decided to sit here? Now this guy found you, and you'll have to eat the rest of your lunch trying to have awkward small talk with someone you barely know.
The familiar blonde man is sitting next to me, sipping an iced coffee. He glares at Calais. He looks like he wants to strangle the boy. Calais sets his tray down and takes a big bite of his sandwich, melting cheese oozing between his fingers and onto his plate. He chews and swallows before speaking.
Man, Comp Sci is so much tougher than I thought it'd be. I took it because I thought it would be easier than taking an actual math class. But somehow it's even worse.
I don't know what computer science. Oh, duh. He pushes his container of sweet potato fries towards me, but I shake my head. He takes a fry and chomps it in half.
How's it for you? Hard?
You really enjoying that fry? It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. I don't really get it at all. Calais nods, taking another bite of his sandwich. I look down. He only just sat down, but the chat is already petering out. I can't keep up a conversation with this guy. I can only hope that he'll eat quickly and leave me alone. Clay puts his grilled cheese down and he wipes his fingers on his napkin before taking out his phone.
Hey, do you mind if I add you on TryMessage? None of my friends are taking Comp Sci, so I don't have anyone to suffer with me. Please?
Well, misery does love company. Oh, yeah. Before I can even process what he asked, I'm already fumbling my phone out of my pocket, and I nearly drop it.
What's your ID?
Oh, no. My pulse quickens as I open the app that I have never opened before. Ugh. On the inside, I'm screaming. It's prompting me to make an account. Geist has finished his coffee. He crosses his legs, turning sideways on the chair to face me with an amused smirk on his face.
Oh no. Better not let Calais see that. He'll find out that you're a hopeless loner. After all, you didn't even bother making an account because you don't have a single friend to add on TryMessage.
Sorry, give me a sec. I forgot to update my phone. It's auto-updating now.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I drop my phone onto the table and frantically input my information. Feels like I'm dismantling a bomb.
Tick-tock.
You're not making this any better! Although your point probably isn't to make it better, but worse. I want to strangle the smirking blonde man. I hurriedly changed my profile picture to a random picture from my downloads. I got it.
Shoot.
We add each other on TryMessage. His profile picture is a banana wearing sunglasses, and the tag under his name simply says, "Living life."
No way.
Well, what? Did I do something wrong? Is my profile weird?
Is that Detective Dog?
I look closer at the picture that I chose for my profile picture. Kalei is right. I had inadvertently chosen a fan art of the main character from my favorite movie series, Detective Dog. I can feel my cheeks burning and my heart sinks. Next to me, Geist is doubled over, chuckling uncontrollably.
Wow, you didn't even make it 10 minutes before showing him what a weirdo you were. An adult that still watches cartoons for children. Might as well tell him that you still wet the bed too.
Dude, there's lots of adults that what? There's Disney adults. Shut up. I just thought the art was nice. I don't.
I love Detective Dog.
Hell yeah, I knew Kalei was cool. What?
What?
Haha, bitch.
I used to watch that series so much when I was a kid. I stopped watching the movies for a while, but I was feeling nostalgic last year and I started to watch them again. They're actually so much better than I remembered. And I noticed so much about them that I didn't appreciate when I was younger. Like how dogs' addiction to dog treats is a metaphor for alcoholism, and how the tyranny that the cats have over the city is based on imperialism. What?
Okay.
And when Dog stops wearing his collar, he's freeing himself from both his abusive relationship with his wife and the generational trauma that the cats have inflicted on his family.
It sounds like a very intriguing kids show to have all this. As Kalei continues to chatter about the symbolism of the third Detective Dog movie, I'm at a loss for words. I've only met a handful of people who still remember Detective Dog. I can still see their expressions of derision in my mind, poisoning my love for the franchise. Never met anyone who saw it as anything more than a silly children's cartoon before. Kalei gradually stops talking. He rubs the back of his neck, apparently realizing how long he had been rambling.
Oops. I got a little excited. People don't really remember Detective Dog, you know? What's your favorite entry in the series?
Oh, I guess the fifth Detective Dog versus the Virtual Phantom? I thought the surrealism of the film was so interesting, and for once it focused less on the mystery and more on Dog's past as part of the police force and the guilt and trauma that he has as a result. It's also the first film that he really explores the corruption inherent in the dog society without blaming everything on the cats. Kalei leans forward, sipping at his soda as he nods. This does not sound like anything like for a kids movie. Like I get that like there's usually like some like hidden elements in kids movies like for adults, but this sounds like very not kid friendly. I try to restrain myself, but the words tumble out of my mouth before I can catch them. Before long, I'm subjecting Kalei to a 30-minute long spiel about the symbolism of the bananas in the film. Still, he never looks annoyed or disinterested. He listens the entire time in rapt attention. When I'm done, he brings up his own thoughts, and soon we're engaged in a lively conversation about the use of food metaphors in the series. Before I know it, it's already 3 p.m. We take our plates to the tray return together, and then we start walking back to the dorms. He lives in the building next to mine. We wave to each other. I take my ID card to swipe into the building. It's only then that I realize that Geist has been standing next to me the entire time. He's eerily quiet. His face is cold as a block of ice. He follows me into my dorm room without saying a word. Kamehameha ooh. Like the ultimate of ooh-woos. I'm not Even as I start on my classic homework, Geist lingers. He crosses his arms and leans against the back wall, watching me. This is a first for him. When he follows me inside, he usually clings to me and doesn't stop talking until he decides to leave. I open up my textbook. Fine, doesn't matter if he stays, just as long as he's quiet. I spend the afternoon and the early evening doing homework. During that time, Geist doesn't leave, but I ignore him. My mind is still running with the cheerful memories of my lunch with Kalei. When it gets dark, I sneak out to the common room and make myself some pasta. I lie on my bed, my stomach full of cheap carbs. I fish my phone out of my pocket and unlock it. The try message icon catches my attention amidst the mess of apps on my homepage. I click the icon and navigate to Calais. I press on the box to start typing a message. However, when the keyboard pops up, my fingers tremble. The mattress creaks. Geist has left his home against my back wall. He's lying on his side next to me, his head propped up on one hand, and he smirks.
What are you doing? He just asked for your info to be polite. He doesn't actually want to be your friend. He doesn't like you. Why would he? This afternoon, he was just tolerating you. He was being nice, listening to you blabber ad nauseum about things he couldn't care less about.
But he did care. Oh, there's Detective Dog up there, I think.
If you text him, he'll just shudder and think, this person again? So soon. How clingy are they?
You're not nice.
Save him some headache. Don't text him.
My hands freeze up. What if Geist is right? What if Calais really was just being nice? If I text him, I'll be a bother. But I am generally not the person who texts first. Like, if I exchange numbers with somebody, which is a extremely rare occurrence, I will not text them first. Like, unless it, like, right there to text them to, like, be like, hey, this is me. Otherwise, like, nah. I put my phone down. I shouldn't text him. However, a few seconds later, the device buzzes and a message starts to pop up in the chat. Hey, it's me, Calais, the CS guy. I pondered my reply for a second. Of course, I couldn't forget you. Besides, it's only been a few hours, lol. I just wanted to say that I had a lot of fun during lunch. It was super fun talking about Detective Dog. Dog buds! Woof. Oh wait, that's a cat. I chuckle. Yeah, it is. Woof. Calais sends a cute sticker of a dog lying on the beach. I respond with a sticker of a dog lying under a blanket, saying that he doesn't want to go to work. We trade stickers like that for a few minutes until our chat log is a veritable dog park. Oh yeah, I was going to ask. Are you going to tutoring Monday?
Don't do something that you'll regret.
I glare at Geist. I'll be there. Yay, I'll see you there. I drop my phone on the blanket and roll onto my stomach. My heart is racing, but it's not from nervousness for once. I actually feel happy, excited even. I'm looking forward to Monday. Calais and I go to tutoring together on Mondays and Fridays. Afterwards, we usually grab a light snack. We also text a lot between classes in the evenings and on the weekends. We chat about a lot of things, though our conversations usually gravitate towards movies. He loves talking about film even more than me, if that's possible. It seems like he has watched every movie produced in the last 30 years, ranging from rom-coms to biopics to horror. My friendship with Calais is so easy that it's almost scary. Chatting with him feels like I'm being carried down a gentle river by the movement of the water. It's not difficult or forced, unlike what I'm used to. I think that Calais... he is cute. Clay is cute. I don't think he would ever be interested in me that way, but a month after I start going to tutoring with Calais, I'm sitting at my desk scrolling away on my laptop. I often spend my Saturday evening browsing random online marketplaces. It's relaxing and it feels a bit like a treasure hunt. I've snagged quite a few vintage DVDs for bargain bin prices. Right now I'm searching for my white whale. I've invested countless hours searching for this movie, but to no avail. My eyes brighten and I finally found what I've been looking for. Young Detective Dog, The Adventure Begins. It's not a part of the original Detective Dog timeline. Instead, it was a minor film that was released direct to video, detailing Detective Dog's impoverished origins as a street puppy. It's a valuable piece of the Detective Dog canon, filling the gap between the prequel series before Detective Dog and the Butler era comics detailing his life as a servant to a noble cat family. This girl is obsessed. Young Detective Dog was outsourced to a smaller animation studio. As a result, it never received that much marketing and only a limited number of prints. It's the only Detective Dog film that I haven't managed to get my hands on until now. I don't even look at the cost that carefully. I've been searching for this film for months. I'm willing to pay almost any price. As I'm checking out, my phone buzzes. Hey, So, we were talking about the Mad Gun sequel yesterday? Do you want to go see it? I was thinking about going tomorrow. Oh, the new Mad Gun movie. Calais and I had chatted about it on our way back to the dorms. Admittedly, I wasn't a fan of the Mad Gun franchise, but I had read rave reviews about the new sequel. Couldn't deny that my interest was piqued. I'm about to text OK when a hand drops onto my phone. The pale, tapered fingers wrest the device from my grasp. Geist strolls to the other side of the room, waving the phone idly.
You'd better not.
Why not? I can spend time with whoever I want. Geist comes back and leans against the side of my desk.
Texting is easy. You have time to think about what you'll say, and there's no pressure to answer right away. Going to tutoring is fine too. After all, you're mostly working on homework. But going out with him will be different. You'll have to talk to him the entire time. Can you really do that?
I snatch the phone out of Geist's grip. However, when I open up Try Message, my palms are sweaty. What if Geist is right? I tell Calais, no, we're going. We were fine talking to him through lunch. I grit my teeth. Making conversation is no big deal. I can do it. Talking with Calais is easy anyway. I'd love to go. Great, I'll come pick you up at 11. I respond with a thumbs up. Geist leans over me, his displeasure slathered over his face. He smells like mint, sharp and cold.
I warned you. Just wait. You'll see what happens.
Sir, is that a threat? I pick up my pillow and throw it at him, but he's already gone. I sit on my bed, breathing hard. The blonde man is gone, but the butterflies in my stomach aren't going away. Instead, they're just flapping their wings more and more violently, churning my guts into soup. Oh, that doesn't sound good. I hope that Geist is wrong.
Man, that was awesome. I was wondering if it was going to be some cheap cash grab, considering it's been 20 years since the last installment.
Jesus.
But it was really interesting. I liked how the original protagonist became the mentor to the next generation.
As we exited the cinema complex, Calais' eyes lit up. He pointed to the food court, the bright signage beckoning us inside. You don't really see, or at least I don't anymore, you don't really see movie theaters that are in malls. I think the last one I knew about, that mall shut down. I'm so sad that malls are going away. I love malls.
Ugh, I'm starving. Wanna grab some grinds?
I am hungry. I feel like eating a... Heck yeah, ramen! I go to the ramen shop and order a vegetarian ramen. Minutes later, I carry a tray with the bowl back to the table. Calais is already sitting down. A glistening bowl of rice topped with spicy mayo slathered tuna is sitting in front of him. He splits his chopsticks.
That looks pretty action. Anyway, that was so good, right? I especially like the scene where the sergeant finally puts down his uniform.
I nod, chewing my food as I listen to him. Calais talks for several minutes, rambling about his favorite scenes and the acting performances of the leads. When his steam is all used up, he scratches the back of his neck and returns his attention to his poke bowl.
Sorry, I did it again. I talk so much. My friends usually have to tell me to shut up.
Oh, that's mean. It's okay. I like listening to you.
Really?
He looks embarrassed.
Oh, thanks. That's nice of you. No one has ever said that to me before. What do you think of the movie?
I like the characters. I don't know. I didn't see the movie. I really like the characters. I actually found the new additions to be likable and well written. I thought the new female pilot was especially interesting. Her relationship with her sister was especially endearing. It gave her some depth. Calais nods, listening intently as he chewed on a slice of pickled radish. We talk about the movie for several minutes, but the conversation quickly slows down. To be honest, I'm not all that familiar with the Mad Gun series. I watched the original films years ago, and I just read the synopsis as a refresher. This movie was excellent, but it was just a very solid, entertaining action film overall. I can't think of much to talk about. But, yeah, it was really good. I'm glad that we came to see it. My voice trails off. Calais grins sheepishly and takes a bite of his poke bowl before washing it down with a sip of Coke. Oh no. Oh no, no, no.
Uh-oh, the conversation stopped. What will you do now?
He's standing behind me. He glides his hands across my shoulders, tracing my clavicle. Feels like he's about to grab my throat and strangle me.
See? I told you that this would happen. He's getting bored. He's realizing that you're not the interesting person that he thought you were. Soon he'll regret ever inviting you to hang out with him.
My skin feels cold. I look at Calais. He's looking at a nearby shop selling rice balls. He's probably thinking about how boring this conversation is, how much he regrets inviting me out, how much he regrets being my friend. I take another bite, but it's hard to swallow. The food feels like glue in my throat, and I want to vomit.
Why don't you excuse yourself to the bathroom? Stay in there a while. And when you come out, you can pretend that you got food poisoning.
I feel like that's worse.
At least that way he'll think that you're miserable company because you're ill, and not because you're just a miserable person.
I managed to choke down the bite of food. Geist is right. It wouldn't even be a lie. My food is settling uneasily in my stomach. I place my hands on the underside of my seat, getting ready to scoot back from the table.
Do you ever wonder what life would be like if you were the last person alive?
What? My retreat is interrupted by Calais' sudden interjection.
No, like, seriously. Post-apocalyptic movies always focus on the survival aspect. But what if that's not the problem? Assume you've got a shelter and all the food, water, and electricity you want. But you're completely alone. You've got all this time on your hands. What would you do with it?
Is this what he was thinking about? The hypothetical apocalypse? Actually, that is a terrible thought. Like, the apocalypse happens, and you don't have to worry. Like, there's no zombies or anything, but you're the only person. I feel like I would spend my days either trying to find another person or trying to make as many animal friends as I possibly could. Like, start trying to tame wolves or find, like, see if dogs and cats are still around. What made you think about that all of a sudden? That's random.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes these thoughts pop up in your head, you know? And they just keep scratching at the inside of your skull until you let them out.
He takes his hat off. I mean, if there's no other people, at least then you won't feel as lonely. If you can, like, tame a wolf or something, or, you know, find some dogs, cats, horses, anything that would be friendly. He takes his hat off and ruffles his hair, looking a little bit embarrassed, and he puts the hat back on. I guess I would travel. I'd travel the world, see all the sights, visit every country that I could. How are you going to get there? If you're the only person, unless you know how to fly. I mean, I guess you could take a boat, but that's going to be a long boat ride. What about you? What would you do if everyone disappeared on you?
Guess I would travel around and look for people.
I thought that you said that you were the last person alive. You already know that there aren't any other people, right?
Well, I think if I actually believed that, I wouldn't be able to handle it. Knowing that I'm all alone in this huge world. If I keep searching, then I can hope that I'll find someone someday. Even if it doesn't happen, the thought would keep me alive. You know?
It's fair point. I understand Calais' feelings, but I can't relate. I've thought more than once that if I was all alone in the world, that it wouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't have to worry about dealing with anyone. My mind could finally stop screaming at me, and I could finally be at peace.
Sorry for killing the mood with that weird question.
I shake my head. No. Well, it was kind of weird, but I get it. Sometimes you can't control your thoughts, and it was an interesting question. I just needed some time to think about it. Calais chuckles awkwardly and leans forward.
How's your food? Ooh, looks cherry.
Oh, it's good. Do you want a bite? Somehow, I feel a little more relaxed. Calais' bizarre question had knocked me out of the maelstrom of my thoughts. He hadn't been obsessing about me or my shortcomings. He had just been in his own head, wondering about something that had nothing to do with me. I almost laugh. Of course Calais wasn't focused on me the entire time. I'm not the sun. He doesn't revolve around me. He has his own random, fleeting thoughts. After we finish lunch, we drop by a charity store and browse through their used DVDs. We don't talk the entire time, but at the very least, I don't feel tempted to run to the bathroom when the conversation slows down. I flop onto my bed later that evening. Exhaustion envelopes my body, but it's a different kind of exhaustion than normal. A good kind of exhaustion. And there. I admire the concluding paragraph to my classics paper. Came out rather well, if I do say so myself. I'm spending another Saturday evening at the library, as I often do. It's been a couple of weeks since Calais invited me to go to the movies. It's already 10 p.m.? I groan. Hopefully I have something in my dorm room to eat for dinner. I pack up the laptop, books, and papers scattered over the desk and head to the library exit. As soon as I open the library door, I freeze. There are hundreds of people outside. The plaza is filled with blaring music. It's a boisterous rock song with dramatic crescendos, the theme song from a recent Halloween-themed blockbuster.
It's Halloween. They must be having a party.
How did I not know it was Halloween? Geist is standing next to me. He strides in front, and when he's standing at the end of the steps, he turns back towards me and bows, gesturing towards the crowd with one arm. He's acting like he's ushering in my revival to a royal
Shall
ball.
we go?
I take a step down, and my legs are shaking. There are so many people. They swarm around me, pressing against my body. The smell of smoke is sickeningly sweet, wrapping around me like a vice. A tall student rams into my shoulder, spilling a few drops of beer on my hoodie. I try to breathe, but no matter how deeply I inhale, it feels like my lungs are being filled with sand. I take a step. It's like I'm wading through mud. The music is so loud, I can't even hear myself think. There are flashing lights everywhere. The students are wearing glow sticks around their necks and wrists. They look like fireflies swaying in the dark. Where's Geist? For once, I look around for him, aching to see that blonde head, a familiar beacon in a sea of shadows, but he's nowhere to be found. My vision is getting blurry. The shadows of the students around me all blend together, pressing against me, squeezing the breath from my lungs. My legs buckle, and soon I'm kneeling on the pavement. I try to stand back up, but I'm shaking too much. If I move, I'll topple over. My heart is pounding, beating like a war drum. I feel like I'm going to be sick. I look up. Everyone is staring. They look down at me, their eyes driving into me like knives. Some of them turn to each other, talking, gossiping about
Here
me.
you are, the center of attention, the star. Go on, put on a show. Show them what a mess you are.
I can't see him, but I know Geist is behind me. It's getting hard to hear. It's getting hard to see, too. It feels like I'm drowning in the depths of the ocean. The only thing that I can hear clearly is Geist's sardonic voice whispering in my ear. The only thing that I can feel clearly is his breath against my neck. I'm gasping for breath. I'm suffocating.
Hey, are you okay?
A fuzzy figure is kneeling in front of me. I can't see who it is. My vision is too blurry. When I don't reply, he puts a reassuring hand on my shoulder, urging me to stand.
Come on, let's sit down somewhere.
Of course it's Calais. He tugs on my sleeve, leading me through the people surrounding us. As we walk, the crowd thins, the music quiets, and the smell of smoke weakens. He opens a door and guides me inside. I look around. My mind is still fuzzy, but I can tell that we're back in the library foyer. The boy sits me down on one of the couches. It's hard to focus. I try to concentrate on his feet. I can only think about one thing. Why is this guy wearing socks with sandals? It's quiet now, so quiet that I can hear how fast my heart is beating. It's still racing, thrumming in my ears like a hummingbird's wings. My skin feels cold and clammy.
Do you mind if I sit with you?
I don't mind.
Okay, wait here. I'll be right back.
He returns a few minutes later, setting a cold bottle of water against my shin. The chilly condensation tingles against my skin, grounding me. I look up. Calais' brow is furrowed with worry. It doesn't suit his face, normally so sunny and cheerful. Guilt gnaws at my chest. You should put the cold water on the back of your neck. It works better.
Are you sick? Did you drink too much? Or are you having a panic attack?
A panic attack. I'd never considered that before. I had similar episodes in the past, but I just told myself that everyone feels nervous sometimes. My episodes were normal. I was normal.
Now he knows that you're a freak. Someone who can't even handle normal life. A person who's constantly on the verge of a complete mental breakdown.
Geist is sitting next to me on the couch, arm draped around my shoulders. His cold fingertips are tickling my earlobe. It feels like I'm being buried alive. I'm drunk. I didn't even drink anything. I think I'm having a panic attack. I say it quietly, the words stumbling over my tongue. I almost don't want Calais to hear. It's strange labeling what it is It's strange labeling what is happening to me like this. Part of me is glad to give it a name, to put a face on this monster that has tormented me for so many years. Part of me is terrified of this label, this brand singing my skin, marking me as some irreparably broken.
Got it. Okay. Breathe with me, okay? In. Whew, out. In. Out. Good job. Can I hold your hand?
He's so sweet! Absolutely, he can hold my hand. I nod. He grasps my hand and squeezes it. His hand is warm and reassuring as he leads me through some deep breaths.
You're okay. Everything is going to be okay. Whew, I'm here for you. I'm not going anywhere.
He repeats this over and over as he continues to help me breathe. With each reassurance, it feels like a rock is lifted off of my chest. Once I've calmed down, Calais gives my hand one final squeeze before letting go.
How you feeling? All right.
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you.
Do you want to go home? Are you going to be okay walking through the crowd?
I nod again. Calais helps me to my feet. I follow closely behind him as he leads me back out into the masses of people. It's still suffocating, but it's different this time. Calais walks in front of me, parting the crowd like the Red Sea. Meanwhile, I focus on the plumerias on Calais' back, counting each flower petal. By the time that I'm finished, we're out of the heart of the gathering. There are only a few stragglers surrounding us now. I let out the breath that I didn't know that I was holding. I jog up to Calais' side. I'm sorry for bothering you. My cheeks are burning. I want to disappear, to crawl into some hole that leads straight to the center of the earth and never come back out.
It's no problem at all. I wanted to get some air anyway. Big parties like this aren't usually my thing.
Geist sidles up next to me, his hands in his pockets.
Look at you. You've completely ruined his night. He could have had fun with everyone else, but he had to babysit you.
My hands hover around the headphones slung around my neck. I want to put them on, but it would be too rude with Calais here. I'm not usually like this. I'm a little embarrassed that I acted like this in front of you. Calais doesn't look surprised. Instead, he dons a strange expression of grim understanding.
It happens to a lot of people. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
What a liar. It happens to a lot of people. Who, exactly? Has he ever even met anyone as freakish as you?
I'm your friend. I'm here to support you. Always.
Oh, how generous. He's offering to be your crutch because of how fragile you are.
Damn! This bitch right here! Calais kicks a stone lying in the path, skips down the cement, landing in a nearby patch of flowers.
One of my relatives has a panic attack sometimes. She's brilliant. One of the smartest and kindest people I know. But she feels things a lot, you know? And it can be overwhelming. So sometimes she just needs a few minutes to process her emotions, and I hold her hand and talk her through it. It's no big deal at all.
No big deal. Collapsing in the middle of a crowd and troubling everyone was no big deal? I don't know what to think of that. Part of me is annoyed by Calais' flippancy, the way he dismisses my suffering with a few easy words, and yet part of me is also strangely reassured by his nonchalance. As I'm mulling over that statement, we reach my building. I fumble my ID card out of my pocket and swipe it through the reader. Thank you. I wave to Calais and shut the door, his words ringing in my ears. I groan into my pillow. I can't believe what I did last night in front of Calais of all people.
I bet he's gossiping to all of his friends right now. The weirdest thing happened to me last night. A freak had a complete breakdown in the middle of the main plaza. Crazy, right?
The blonde man dangles the phone in front
He
of my
texted you.
face.
Shouldn't you hurry and see what it's about?
Maybe I will. I bat the phone away and turn around. I want to stop time. I want to curl up in a corner and hide forever so that I never have to see Calais again. The phone buzzes once more. But real life doesn't have a remote. I can't hit pause on it because I'm feeling overwhelmed. I roll back over and reluctantly accept the phone from Geist. Hey, how you feeling? Okay? I was kind of worried. Just wanted to check how you're doing. Do you need anything? I squeeze my eyes shut, composing myself before I reply. I'm okay. I don't know what happened last night. That sort of thing doesn't usually happen to me. I'm sorry for bothering you. Nah, don't worry. I'm just glad you're all good. I was wondering, are you busy tonight? Me and some friends are getting together to watch a movie. It's called The Social Experiment. Want to come? We'll probably talk story after. There's going to be pizza and fun. My lips curl into a smile. After our first text exchange, the semicolon 3 has become something of an inside joke.
Yes. Yes, go on, accept. Now you can put on an encore performance. You can curl up on the floor in front of Calais and all of his friends and have a complete mental breakdown. Again.
That won't happen. Last night was different. That never happens to me. There were just too many people. This is a small and private. If anything happens, I can just say I need to go to the bathroom or something. Geist places a finger under my chin, tipping my face up so that I have to look at him.
Do you really believe that?
Oh.
Sure, you're going to go out with a bunch of strangers and have a fantastic time. By the end of it all, you'll be best friends for life. What kind of fantasy land are you living in? Has that ever happened to you? Even once?
Geist words radiate cold. They send chills running through my limbs, making the hairs on my arms stand on end.
If you say yes, it can only go poorly. You'll embarrass yourself. You won't even get along with his friends. What if they start mocking you because of how socially inept you are? Say no.
See, personally, I would come up with a reason why I couldn't go, just because, like, I don't know his friends, and it would be a little nerve-wracking to meet all of them at once. I don't know, but I feel like... I've already got plans. Sorry. When I send the message, I shut the app and squeeze my eyes shut. It only takes a few seconds for the phone to ding with the familiar notification. Aw, next time then. Don't worry, it was my fault. Asking you all of a sudden. Hope whatever you got going on is awesome. See you Monday. I toss my phone onto the bedspread. Next to me, Geist smiles smugly. I spend a couple of hours scrolling on my phone and watching silly videos online. Eventually, my stomach growls, telling me to go to the cafeteria. I sneak into the dining hall, peering in and sweeping my eyes all around for signs of the familiar sky blue baseball cap. Calais is nowhere to be seen. Not that I expected to see him here, but it doesn't hurt to be careful. I pulled the hood over my head a little tighter before sneaking past the cashier to the display cooler on the other side of the cafeteria. I perused the selection of sandwiches wrapped in shiny plastic. I choose a mozzarella sandwich with sun-dried tomatoes, spicy chicken salad sandwich, or roasted vegetables. Let's go with roasted vegetables because honestly, again, none of these really sound appealing. I pick a roasted vegetable sandwich out of the cooler. I take my prize to the cashier and hand her my ID. After the purchase is complete, I go out the door, shivering as the icy air penetrates my lungs. It's not freezing, but it's still cold enough that I can see faint white puffs as I exhale. I wander to a secluded corner of the campus near the Performing Arts Building. I sit on a nearby bench, the cold wood stinging my skin. I bite into my sandwich. The bread is cold. The savory olive oil smeared roasted vegetables slide down my throat. I choke down half of the sandwich, barely tasting my meal. I should have bought a drink, too. Guilt bubbles up in my stomach. Clay had gone through the trouble of inviting me to meet his friends. He'd gone out of his way to be nice to me, and I threw his kindness back in his face. He reached out to me, and I lied to him. For what? Because I was uncomfortable? Afraid? Of what? Talking to a few strangers? Yeah, exactly. What kind of adult is afraid of talking to strangers? What miserable excuse of a human being can't muster up the willpower to exchange a few nice to meet yous with some new people? I'm pathetic. I'm so pathetic. Why is Calais trying to be friends with someone like me? I squeeze my hands around the sandwich. It feels icy in my fingers.
Come now. Don't cry.
You caused this, sir. He's here again. He sits next to me on the bench. He wipes away the tears sprouting from the corners of my eyes before sliding his hand onto my shoulder. Geist rubs the small of my back, easing away the tension. He's unexpectedly quiet. When he appears, he usually doesn't stop talking, but this time he sits, waiting for my sniffles to subside. His voice is soft and soothing, like a warm blanket tinged with the scent of lavender.
Look up at the sky.
I hesitate before looking up. The sky is hazy from light pollution, but up above I can see stars twinkling in the distance, far above the city lights. I breathe deeply in and out. The cold night air courses through my lungs, refreshing me from the inside out.
It's beautiful, right?
I nod.
See, this isn't so bad, is it? You like being by yourself, with me. It's the only time that you can be comfortable. If you had accepted Calais' invitation, you'd be stuck for hours in some small room with strangers. It would have been nothing but an awkward experience for everyone. Who knows when you would have been able to leave? Now you can spend your Friday night relaxing under the stars. After you eat, you can go back home and watch that show that you've been meaning to catch up on. Maybe you can go to the library and get a head start on your homework. You didn't refuse Calais' invite because you were afraid. You did it because you know what you like.
That's not true.
You wanted to spend this time alone. You lied to him to spare his feelings. That's not a crime. Other people want to go and party, but you're not like that. You like the solitude, the quiet. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the way you are.
I mean, that part is kind of true. I am like kind of a homebody. I don't know if Geist is lying, but I want to believe him. His words are like fine liquor, intoxicating me and numbing my pain. My worries settle, buried underneath a thick layer of Geist's
Are
placations.
you feeling all right now?
I instinctively lean against Geist, who puts an arm around my shoulder. He's not warm, but his presence is a comfort nonetheless. That probably looks pretty weird to anybody that's looking, because he's not real. I'm not sure if I'm feeling all right, but it doesn't hurt as much. My raw self-hatred is dulled to a vague ache. It returns to a corner of my brain to sleep until it finds an opportunity to rear its ugly head again. Yeah. I finish the rest of my sandwich, which is even colder than before. After that, I relax into Geist's hold, gazing up at the sky. That's right. This is fun. I like admiring the stars alone with Geist. I made the right choice. Did I? Around a month has passed since Calais invited me to meet his friends. I lounge on my bed, scrolling through my feed. Buzz. Is it Calais? I scan my notifications. It's not. Instead, I got an email. I run down to the mailroom. When I talk to the students that's manning the desk, my excitement is so high that I can get the words out without stumbling over them. Minutes later, I'm clutching the package to my chest like it's my most precious treasure. Our movie! In my room, I carefully open the box. A DVD case covered in slightly worn plastic is lying amidst the crumpled up newspaper. Young Detective Dog, The Adventure Begins. I can't suppress the grin spreading on my face. I've been waiting to see this film for so long. I open up my desk to search for my DVD player, but then I pause. I wonder if Calais would want to watch this. When we were talking about the franchise before, he mentioned that he hasn't watched this one. I'm not surprised. It's not available online, and physical copies are hard to come by. Should I invite him over? I've never invited anyone over. In fact, I've never invited anyone to hang out, period. When I did spend time with friends, they were always the ones to reach out. Some small, deep part of my heart always believed that if I asked someone out, they would feel burdened, that spending time with me was a chore, that they had much better things to do than be with me. But this is different, right? Clay would want to see this movie too, and maybe just maybe he would have fun with me. I take out my phone, my fingers hovering over the try message icon.
Stop.
Geist is sitting on the bed, leaning over me. He reaches over and tries to take the phone out of my grasp. But this time, I don't let go. I wrest my hands from his grip.
What do you think is happening with that guy? What? Is he your bestie? Your dear friend? Maybe he even likes you.
I don't want to listen to this. I push Geist off of me. I get up and grab my headphones from my desk, but his voice slips past the headphones, snaking into my eardrums.
Get your head out of the clouds. He tolerates you because he wants someone to go to tutoring with. If he had anyone else, he wouldn't even look at you.
I turn away and crouch down, pressing the headphones so hard over my ears that it feels like I'm crushing my skull.
He doesn't like you. He never liked you. No one likes you.
Geist embraces me from behind, squeezing me tightly. He rests his chin on my shoulder.
I love you. I only have your best interests at heart.
That's a lie!
The world is dangerous. I'm trying to protect you. You can't trust anyone. They all hate you. They all wish that you would just disappear from the face of the earth.
His voice is scalding and freezing at the same time. Honey that drips into my ears, burning my eardrums like acid.
If you trust them, if you let them in, they'll all hurt you eventually.
He takes the phone out of my grasp and my grip too limp to hang on any longer.
But that's okay. I'm here for you. You only need me.
No! Geist's touch fills me with revulsion, resentment, and anger. I shove him away and he stumbles backward, hitting his head against my desk. He rubs the back of his head, glaring at me. Everyone hates you? It seems like the only one who hates me is you, Geist. Geist's eyes widen. His eyes are brimming with some emotion that I can't quite describe. It almost looks like betrayal.
I don't hate you. I love you. I care about you more than anyone else. You're my entire world. I exist for you.
Ha! You love me? When you spend all day telling me how worthless, disgusting, and unlovable I am? When you do nothing but beat me down, grind me into dust so that you can pick up the pieces? I don't know what that is, but it's definitely not love. The floodgates are open now. I blink quickly, trying not to let the tears flow out of my eyes as the words flow out of my mouth. Why? What's your game? You want me to feel small and laughable and hopeless so that I never feel confident enough to leave you? So that I'll always need you? Geist opens his mouth before closing it again. He tries to speak a couple more times before he finally finds the words.
I'm just being honest with you. I don't want you to get hurt. Not when you're this fragile. Not when the slightest push will break you into 1,000 pieces.
He's good, because why is a part of me being like, okay, well, maybe he is just trying to help us. Oh, no. Don't fall for it. I'm falling for it. You're the only one who's hurting me.
I just wanted to help.
You're not helping. You've never helped. The tears are gushing out now, warm droplets caressing my cheeks. All you do is make me so stressed that I'm terrified to do anything, boxing me into a prison of my own thoughts so that I can't step outside of it. Trying to alienate me from the people around me. You liar.
I'm not a liar.
But you are. Calais hates me when every single thing that he has done has communicated the opposite. He says that he likes to talk to me. He invites me to hang out. He wants me to meet his friends. And yet every single time you tell me that he's pretending, that he actually hated me all along. What kind of crazy hoops do you have to jump through to believe that he hates me after all that? What are you, some kind of mind reader to be able to tell that what he's really feeling?
No. But I just know. Besides, even if he doesn't hate you now, he'll hate you eventually. It's just a matter of time.
And if something happens later and he tells me that he hates me, so what? I'll move on. I'll live. It won't be the end of the world. I'll make new friends. I'll form new relationships. But if I'm always too scared, if I never reach out, then I'll never form bonds with anyone. I'll just continue floating listlessly through life, blindly following wherever you decide to take me. I might get hurt, and that's okay. It happens. I don't want to spend my life avoiding the things I'm afraid of. I want to spend it doing things that I actually want to do.
What do you want to do?
I don't need to think about my answer. I want to be Kaleigh's friend. Geist looks down at the phone, guilt marring his features. He lifts his eyes to meet mine, and I stare back unwavering. He extends the phone to me.
All right. Good luck.
I hesitate, thinking that it might be a trick, before accepting the device. It's still displaying Kaleigh's conversation on try-message. I bite my lip and send my message quickly, trying not to overthink it. Are you interested in watching a movie with me? I just got my hands on Young Detective Dog, and I thought you might want to see it. My phone buzzes immediately. Yes, I really want to see it! Right now? Right now? I wipe the tears from my eyes. I'm really in no state to see him right now. I pause before sending the next message. I've got a few things to do right now, but maybe in a couple hours? I'll be there. Can't wait. I look up. Geist is gone.
Hey!
He sounds a little different than normal, almost overly enthusiastic. He brandishes a plastic bag filled to the brim with different snacks. Wow, you just had these lying around?
Oh no, I ran to the store really quick. I didn't know what you liked, so I got a bunch of stuff.
He rummages through the bag.
Oops, I forgot drinks.
I laugh. We're in my room. Why are you the one trying to provide everything? He smiles awkwardly.
You're right, that's kind of weird, isn't it? I guess I got a little excited and didn't think too much.
We laugh together before settling on the rug. I prop my laptop on my desk chair. I plug in my DVD player before carefully inserting the Detective Dog disc. The movie starts with a close-up of a dingy city street. Several pairs of feet pass by, splashing through the muddy puddles strewn over the cement. Kaleigh opens a carton of cookies. He holds the box open for me. I take one, savoring the cream-filling sandwich between two chocolate biscuits. He also opens a bag... That's an Oreo. He also opens a bag of spicy chips and sets it on the ground between us. The camera zooms in, focusing on an alleyway in the background. A dirty cardboard box comes into view. A small puppy, his fur matted with dirt and blood, lies in the box. I'm Dog. In the future, I'll be Detective Dog. But not now. Now, I'm just a poor orphan dog. We quickly become completely enthralled by the film. The animation is definitely dated, but the voice acting performances and the writing are mesmerizing. The plot is much darker than the other entries in the Detective Dog series, following Dog as he is falsely accused of stealing a rich cat's pearls. On screen, we watch Dog's interrogation. Dog stays quiet as the policeman tries to emotionally manipulate him, promising a warm bed and food if Dog fesses up. I fumble a chip out of the bag, enjoying the spicy sweetness. I reach towards the bag again when Kaleigh's fingers ghost over the back of my hand, and I freeze.
Sorry.
He jerks his hand back, and his ears are red.
I'm a little nervous.
Wait, where's the save function? Hold on. Hold the phone. Oh, wait, it autosaves. Oh, fancy that. But what if he doesn't want to? What if he doesn't want to? What if he's not what if he just thinks we're friends? I'm going to do this, and I'm going to hate myself if this goes terribly. I reach over and place my hand on his, squeezing it. Then I turn towards him. I hover in front of Kaleigh's face just long enough that he can sense my intentions. His eyes widen, but he doesn't pull away. I press my lips against his. It's only for a moment, but his skin is warm and soft against mine. I pull away just as quickly, burying my face in my hands. Somehow, I had gotten drunk on chocolate cookies, spicy chips, and orphan animated dogs. Kaleigh turns away from me, and I want to scream. I've ruined it. Good going, Ella. Second that you tell Geist to get lost, you decide to act like a creep and a pervert. I could really have used that jerk's intervention if I had known I was going to do something this stupid. Now Calais really won't want to be friends anymore, and he'll feel too awkward to stop the movie, so now he's going to be stuck here with a deviant. Calais tentatively reaches his hand out. He places it over mine, interlacing our fingers. He squeezes my hand. Aww, this is not my bedroom. After our introductory computer science class ended and the new semester started, Calais and I started to officially date. We often spend our evenings together and we go out on the weekends. Nowadays, I invite him to hang out as often as he invites me. Our unspoken rule is that whoever does the inviting gets to choose the movie. I've gotten to know Calais' friends better too. Mari is a sweet girl who's always caring for others like a mother hen. Naya is level headed and unflappable with a penchant for sarcasm. Even Asher isn't a bad guy once you get to know him. He has a tendency to blurt out whatever is on his mind, and he's a little immature, but he's genuinely caring and has his moments. I find myself striking up conversation with other classmates too. We don't become fast friends, but we exchange a few friendly words. Sometimes the interactions are as smooth as butter, and sometimes they're as rough as sliding across sandpaper. But that's okay. I feel myself changing little by little. That man didn't vanish completely. But whenever he tries to drown my ears in nervous prophecies, I don't respond. It's difficult to ignore him, but he's quieter now, less insistent. His rhetoric has changed a little too. He no longer speaks exclusively in apocalyptic foretellings. Sometimes he watches me open up my fourth cup of instant noodles of the week and says, much sodium can't be good for you. Why not cook something? When I'm on the couch scrolling mindlessly through social media, he sits next to me and leans to my ear and whispers, going for a walk would be better for you than lazing about at home, wouldn't it? As I sit at my desk browsing through online shopping portals, he sidles up from behind me and shuts my laptop, saying, you know, you don't have room for frivolous purchases in the budget right now. His tongue hasn't lost its edge, but those lectures only bring me mild annoyance, not fear. Sometimes I actually take his advice, and sometimes I tell him no. On the occasion he falls back into old habits, reciting old lines. They don't like you. Everyone hates you. You do nothing but ruin everything. But he says them less and less with each passing day. There is a man that follows me. He's always watching, and sometimes he whispers in my ear. Wonder if he'll ever go away. He probably won't. And that's all right. Wow! Okay, so thank you for taking the time to play. I make other romance games with dark twists too. If you're interested, you can check out my links here. For anyone who has mental health struggles, know that you're not alone. I hope that you all have more days where Geist is a little quieter than usual. That's really cool. I really like that. I really like that. Because as somebody who has been in therapy for anxiety, like the one thing I hated the most is my therapist being like, she was like, so what do you want to get out of this? And I was like, I don't want to be anxious. And she goes, well, if you want no anxiety whatsoever, she's like, that's never going to happen. She's like, you will always have anxious thoughts. She's like, we just want to make them less. And that's cool because like it literally says that at the end, that it's like, you know, he's not saying as bad things. Sometimes he does, but you know, he's always going to be there. You just want him there less. That was cool. I like that. That was a neat game. I wonder what happens if we don't kiss him. Hold on. I just want to see it, like what this changes. It's okay. I'm nervous too. Clay hides his face in his hand before smiling sheepishly, straightening his collar.
It actually makes me happy to hear you say that. I thought I was the only one feeling this way. I guess that we can be nervous together, then.
I can't stop a smile from creeping onto my own face. We can be nervous together. I like that. Is it the same? Oh, no. Calais and I remain close friends. We often eat lunch together and we watch movies on the weekends. Is it all the same? Yep, all the same. So the only difference is instead of becoming a couple, you became friends.